right, here with head women's basketball coach Drew Olson. Let's get right to it and talk about the big season you had last year first, and how thrilling was it to win the GPAC regular season and tournament titles, and then finish number 3 in the nation.
Yeah, it was a great year. Going into that season, I don't think we expected all of those things to happen. I felt like we had a pretty good shot at contending for the conference title, and it just kind of felt like during the season all the things started falling into place. We had a lot of different games where it could have gone either way, and it was just one of those years, one of those teams that always found a way to win. That's something I'll always remember about them. That any big game, they really found a way to win those games. So.
Tell me about what the team's attitude has been like this off season, coming off a season like that.
Yeah, I think it's been really good. They have a lot of confidence, but at the same time, we didn't achieve the ultimate goal, which we felt like we could have. We felt like we were one of the best teams, and because we lost in the Final Four, I think there's still a pretty big chip on their shoulder. I think Connie, Katie, Lori, Tracy, they've shown that they've got something to prove this year, and you can see from what they've done in the summer to now that there is intent to what they're doing. They have that focus, that drive to hopefully accomplish that goal this year, but we'll see.
With the team being that close to the national championship game, is there talk about getting to that point again, or do you try to keep that quiet at this point?
We talk about it a little bit in the preseason just to motivate them at times, but once the season gets rolling, we're not going to talk about it at all. It's going to be one game at a time, and I think that was one of the great things about our team last year, is just the focus of they're not going to worry about anything else that's going on. All they care about is winning that one game, and we'll keep that focus again this year, I think.
Last year you might have snuck up on some teams coming off a season where you're a little under 500, but this year you're probably going to be ranked pretty highly to start the year. How do you think your team will handle higher expectations?
Well, the target will be on our back a little bit more this year than it was last year, but I don't think that changes our expectations. I don't think any of our players will feel differently. They put their own pressure on themselves. They have their own expectations, and other people aren't going to dictate that.
The two headlining returners are Kristen Conahan and Katie Rich. Both were all-conference, and Kristen was a second-team All-American. Starting with Kristen, what makes those two players special?
Like I said, they both have great drive, to be great. And with Connie, she's got a special ability to get her shot off anytime she wants, and she's a great shooter. I think you can tell the work that she's put in this summer to be maybe a little bit more physical, be a little bit more of a driver at times. She's so fast, so explosive that it really makes her tough to guard. And then Katie, talk about explosiveness. She's a great athlete, and nobody can really stop her in the full court. Defensively, she's the best in the conference, if not the best in the country, and she can guard any position. But I think Katie's really done a lot of work this summer. This is the first summer that she's been healthy enough to be able to do stuff, to work on her game, and you can see it now. And her offensive game is so much more improved, so she's a lot more skilled than just being an athlete.
With Kristen, do you have her as a point guard, or how does she?
Yes and no. Her and Bailey can obviously share it at times. Tracy Pites is another one that can play it, but we don't really have definite positions. If we're running a set play, we're organized that they're 1 through 5, but anybody that gets a rebound can push up tempo. The others will just fill wings. So,
I mean,
yes, she's kind of our point guard, but at the same time, she can play other positions too.
You lose Amber Kissler, who is obviously an important part of last year's team. How do you replace her, and who are you looking for to replace that production?
Yeah, she was a heck of a player. That'll be a big loss for us, but I feel like we've got other players that are ready to step up, and it's not going to be just one player trying to fill her role from last year. It's going to be a lot of people. I know Bailey and Katie will probably pick up their scoring, and Tracy a little bit. Defensively, I know Kelsey Heiser's somebody that can do some of the things that Amber did for us defensively. I know Beth Kumacher will hit some big shots like Amber did last year. So it's definitely not going to be one. No one player can replace what Amber did for us last year. So, but we do have some people ready to step up in that role.
It seems like your student athletes really have fun together, doing the different minute to win it challenges and stuff like that. Talk about the team chemistry that you have.
Yeah, I mean we've got a great group. They're fun to be around, and we have a lot of fun when we practice. We're going to do some kind of fun activity every day to kind of loosen them up, get them ready to go, and they know that they're going to be there for about an hour 45, and they're going to work their butts off, and that's fun too. We kind of do some crazy things along with it throughout the year to lighten the load.
Are there some newcomers that you expect can play right away and make an impact?
Yeah, I think Jenna Lehman from Boone Central. She's a 6'2" post player that can help us. The last 2 weeks of preseason was just phenomenal for her, and you could kind of see like the light bulb turn on, and her motor's playing a whole lot higher level, and so I think she's somebody that can contribute for us. Taylor Wissing from Seward is another player that might be able to help us in the guard position. So the nice thing about this year's team, we have so many people returning that those two, they might be able to help us in some way, but we're not really depending on them. So the pressure's not really on them at all to do things. It's just anything they can help us with is great.
What goals do you have? Do you lay out specific goals for the season? I mean, I imagine it would be disappointing if the season didn't end in Sioux City.
Yeah, I mean, we hope to get to the national tournament. We hope to do some of the same things we did last year, but we also know that it's really hard to set goals that are at that highest level. So most of our goals are going to be more game by game. And hopefully the end result is similar, if not better.
Summarize the GPAC and kind of where you fit in. It's one of the top conferences, if not the best in the country.
Yeah, to summarize the conference, it's hard. I think it's 10 of the last 11 national champions, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a great conference to be in, but it puts a lot of pressure on the coaches to be successful every single year. But again, if you are successful in the conference, you're one of the best teams in the nation. It's really fun to be in. We know that Morningside, Northwestern, Briarcliff, they're going to be tough again. And I know a lot of the other teams are making improvements. Midland's going to be a lot better. Hastings will be good. So it's going to be a tough conference again. It's going to be fun.
Last talk about the atmosphere at Walls Arena that you've been building. You tried to get students going with the Interlude Dance.
Yeah.
How important is that to engage the students in the program?
Well, it helps our team. It's a lot more fun to play when there's a lot of people there. But we kind of did that more for the school and more for the student body that come to our games, just to give them more of an experience that is fun. Yeah, we hope they're coming to watch us play, but I wanted them to come just to go crazy and be college students. And the interludes helped, and hopefully we'll continue that tradition. We'll pick up where we left off from last year.